Now seeing this generation come into the market, outbid, sorry, someone else bought it, it breaks your heart. I'm so glad that he had a win in buying it and the seller had a win in selling it, and he's making it beautiful.
People want real, they want authentic.
I just want to give people a service that's memorable. She looked at me and she burst into tears. And she says, Justin, I couldn't have done this without you. Folks, brick and tile make me smile. Remember the name, Justin Merendino is not far away.
Welcome to Own It, the property podcast, where it's open chats about money, property, and everything in between. I'm Adam Charles, the founder and owner of Locale Property Group. Today we're recording on the land of the Whadjuk Noongar people. So today we're talking about customer experience, which is what is at our core here at Locale Property Group. It's what it means to go over and above and what we actually deliver for our customers. So today we're talking to Justin Merendino, who's been a real trailblazer in the real estate industry, and everyone's probably heard his catchphrase. So we're excited for him to shout that out later today. But we'd love to see his passion and his heart and what he brings to the real estate industry. So welcome, Justin.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about your journey and why you entered the world of real estate.
Okay. So I was in banking, my last job, and I won't sort of say, but the specific bank I was at ended up sort of changing paths. Okay. And me, for who I am as a person, and I think people know me well, social media and face to face, I'm a people person. I strive with being in front of people, and I just, my smile goes from here to the sky. So I thought, okay, I need to make a decision. And just before even thinking of real estate, I was going to go into a government department, to be very genuine.
Yeah, wow.
I was. And my dear uncle, bless him, and I'm going to give him a pat on the back here, he says, why don't you do real estate? And I said to him straight up, I couldn't even take a breath, I don't want to work on the weekend. That's what I said. But straight after that, a good week and a half went by, my gut and my head, it was like a vocation, and I've said this a few times, said to me, this is your path. You've got to give it a go, because you're going to succeed. Something kept telling me. Anyway, I took the leap of faith. I thought, you know what? What's the difference? You're meeting people on the weekend. You're socialising. It's what you do best. You love being around people. Do it. And you know what? I'm so happy my gut spoke, because I'm so happy, the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I mean that genuinely.
Absolutely. We can see that as well. We can see it in your social media and how you conduct yourself. Just pure passion.
That's it. It is. The word passion. Beautiful. I knocked on David Whiteman's door, Ray White, Mirrabooka.
Yeah, wow.
And I will say he's an absolute fantastic person, and I couldn't have asked for a better mentor or principal to work for, and a brand. And I've said it to Mark, who's the CEO. I've said, when I walk into someone's home and say, Justin Merendino, Ray White Real Estate, they look at you and they go, I know Ray White, tell me about you. Yeah. And I think I've got a brand that supports me, who I am.
Absolutely.
I sell myself. It's a win-win. I always say they're stuck with me. I love the yellow colour. I love it. I love it so much. I love standing in front of my signs, as people see, presenting a new property, and just being me.
Yep.
That's it.
Absolutely. People buy people. And you're 100% authentically you, and people care about that. That's what they want. The Ray White, incredible brand and incredible backing.
I'm so proud.
But fundamentally, people just love who you are as a person, your authenticity, and that's why they connect with you. That's why the general public with your social media is connected, and general buyers as well. Just love what you do. It's awesome.
Thank you very much.
So what's one thing people might be surprised to find out about you other than real estate?
Oh, gee, this one. Surprise. I'll tell you straight up. People know it, I think, but then some would get surprised. I don't mind a little punt.
Yeah, no.
If someone says to me, oh, Justin, not on the TOB or anything, but I don't mind if someone says to me, come on, we'll take a couple $100 out, we'll go to the casino. I'll never probably say no. I enjoy it. I like the thrill.
Like a bit of fun,
A bit of fun, I call it. And I'm sort of, I love going there. The actual workers, they smile now when they see me. When Justin, how are you? And I think, the respect you get even in the public, in other places, other than real estate, I mean, it's an entertainment centre, and they smile at you. Oh, I know you. You're Justin Merendino. I think, bloody hell, wow.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It is. But that's probably one thing. And it's not I don't call it a bad thing because you keep it in moderation and you just enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Everything in moderation is healthy. We have a drink in moderation.
Dinner.
We have some nice Italian biscuits that we just had earlier.
Bravo. That's it. That's what I love.
There's plenty left over, so there probably won't be moderation by the end of it. But I love that. It's awesome. Yeah. So you built an incredible reputation in the industry, going above and beyond. What does that actually mean?
For me, the three words, going above and beyond. Well, that's four, sorry. But anyway.
Close enough.
Close enough. The point I make with that, I actually live that like a Bible, going above and beyond. So I'll give you a very quick example. Yep. I sold the property recently in Lansdale. And I know if you were to call the vendor, I went above and beyond. I was always there. Justin, I've got this person doing this. Can you open up? Not a problem, Mr. Vendor. I'm there. Justin, I've got to meet this person. Do you mind? Not a problem. For me, showing I go out of my way, and I think some sort of real estate agents that have teams, let's say, will disagree with me and say, no, you can't do it all on your own. And I respect them saying that because they're probably much more busy than me. But for today, who I am, I will do it.
And that's how you're going to carve your path. People will know who you are. You're going to say something and you back it up.
And I always
and you deliver. And you've got those old school values where you grind it out and what you say you're going to do, you're going to do.
And I believe if ever a team under Merendino, comes along, I will teach them exactly the way I want to be myself.
Absolutely.
So, and that's it. Like you say, I've carved this sort of reputation for myself that I never want to uncarve because I just want to give people a service that's memorable. It's not just selling a home. It's not. It really isn't. No. The service I give, I do it with heart and soul. And I often use the word heart and soul when I'm talking in my sort of videos and things because it's me. Yeah. I talk from the heart. And I want to give people a customer service that they say is maybe dying. 100%. Because nowadays, there's so much technology.
Correct.
Everyone's told, go online, open a bank account. Go online, buy your click and collect. Go online. That's all you hear. I never want to hear, go online and buy the house. Hang on a minute. I want to open the front door. Welcome, Mr. Buyer. Welcome, Mrs. Buyer. Welcome to this beautiful home.
Absolutely.
4-bedroom. Come and have a look. And I want to walk them through. What do you think of this property? It's got so much potential. That's how I talk in my home opens. Yeah. People that have come to my home opens know that. And people that are your buyers do become your sellers. Because if you're genuine and they walk in your home open, they may not necessarily purchase that home. But I've had people say to me, can I talk to you after the home open? And I'm very proud to tell you right now, that's exactly what happened to the vendors of my Butler property. Amazing. Just recently settled. They walked into a property, they weren't the buyer. They said, can we see you sort of towards the end? We'd love for you to represent our property.
Oh, incredible.
The joy I had, my cheeks were that big, the smile. I thought, what have I done?
Yep.
I'm only being myself, 100%. I'm questioning myself. I'm only being myself. So I want to continue doing what I know, doing what I do best, giving customer service, and everyone that lists their property with me will see that I'm not just there. I'm going to say it here. I'm not just there. It's not commission only. No. It's not. That's the bonus. I've got to live.
Absolutely.
You've got to live.
Everyone's got to pay their way.
I've got to take something to sort of put petrol in the car. But I've always been taught, and I embed in my head, if you are only working for the commission, and that's all you get out of it,
correct,
I'm going to use it, you're bloody stupid.
Yep.
For me, I want to do such a good job, results, communication, customer service like no other, that one vendor goes and tells 5 of their friends,
absolutely,
Merendino, you just sold for James, you just sold for Adam, whoever it may be, we need to sell, we've been told you'll look after us. When I receive a phone call like that, I think, this is winning the lotto. Not in value of money, in a persona, who I am, putting myself out there.
All the hard work the gratitude of someone reaching out and understanding all that passion and hard work. They see it and they're grateful for it.
That's right.
It's incredible.
The amount of time and effort I'm going to say I put into my job. I sit there sometimes till 7 o'clock at night ringing people. I'm terribly sorry to disturb you at dinner time. I've just sold and the most recent one in Balcatta was Archibald Road.
Yep.
And I'm ringing around because my flyers went out in Bayokata. So what
Yeah.
I do, I sort of then say, right, they've got my flyer in the letterbox. Now they've got to hear my voice. Justin Merendino, I'm not
Love
far
that.
away. And I've just sold in Archibald Road. I'd love to give you an appraisal.
Amazing.
To be honest, Justin, I was actually going to ring someone, but seeming you've called, come have a look.
Yeah.
And I think, if you don't pick the phone up, you're never
Correct.
going to know.
Absolutely.
You know?
What sort of advice would you? Obviously, you're a young bloke.
I am.
How old are you?
28 in a month,
Amazing.
so 27 still.
Yeah, amazing. You've achieved a lot.
I have.
What advice would you give to the younger generation? Obviously, you got those old school values and the grit, and obviously, it's hard to get into the property market. But what's your advice?
3 words: never give up. In any job, not just real estate, anything you put your mind to, you can't do it for 5 minutes.
Correct.
If I had have had that attitude, I would not have been here sitting in front of you. I would have failed.
Yep.
Because it was a hard first few months.
Yep.
No listings on the board. You're seeing others strive that have been in the industry for 20 years, and you go, oh my gosh, I'm calling and I'm not getting. But I never gave up.
Yep.
I kept forward. I go to events. I'm very, very fond of going to my local Italian club,
Nice.
the Laguna Club.
Yep.
People know me there. Justin, I've got to talk to you. I've got to put mum in sort of aged care.
Yep.
I've got to get you to do an appraisal of the house.
Amazing.
And I think to myself, if I don't put myself out there, you're not going to get anything out from it.
100%.
So the more people you get in front of and say, hello, Justin Merendino, they remember their name.
Yep.
Like I ask them to very passionately. But they know who to call upon for service.
Absolutely.
And I never promise price, because you're a failure if you're going to say, I promise Adam that I'm going to get you this price.
You're over-promising. Yeah.
I will never over-promise and under-deliver. That I'm going to say here,
Yeah.
so people know it. And you can't. You shouldn't and you can't. What I can promise, dedication, customer service.
Love that.
Communication, they're going to know what's going on.
Yep.
From the minute the sign goes out the front, right, the sign's at the front, you're happy with it, beautiful. It's home open this weekend, 2:30. I'll be there half an hour before. You'll see me putting the signs at the front. Everyone's got communication.
Absolutely.
That's
That's key.
it.
And it's such a stressful time, people selling and buying.
Oh, 100%.
It's one of the biggest assets they have.
Perfect.
It's
Bigger than a car.
Correct. And it could be one of the biggest experiences in their life. Some of the buyers have never maybe got married, and it's the biggest purchase or decision in their life. So how do you go about making that feel special, I guess?
For me, I have this sort of drive in me from the minute the door opens at home open, the welcome. They've got to be welcomed in a way that I feel is satisfactory for myself. And again, the upbringing of respect others as you want to be respected, or treat others as you want to be
Absolutely.
treated. I wouldn't say, hello, what's your name, check in, yep, go have a look. Never.
Yep.
I must be...
Which is probably 95% of agents out there.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's not me. And I want to talk to myself and say, never lower that standard. You're known at the front door for a smile on your face. Welcome, your name and number. I'm so happy you've come. Thank you for coming along. Tell me what you think. And I never stand at the door. And I've got vendors that are key that have told me, wow, they've got surveillance.
Yep.
Not to have a look at me, but
Yeah.
they're home. They go, we've listed before and the agent was at the front door. You walked through the entire house talking to everyone.
Yep. Love that.
Within the first 10 minutes, you've got majority of your traffic.
Yep.
Okay? Why should I stand there and gaze at the sun? I walk up to people. I'd love to know what you're thinking. Tell me what you think.
Absolutely.
Oh, to be honest, Justin, it's a little bit small for us. Is there anything I can sort of help you change? I never use a negative and dwell on the negative. I try to create a positive.
Of course.
If it's not suitable, it's not suitable. We only need one buyer. But then I never just forget that person. I'll say, okay, that person said this wasn't suitable. I've just listed something else. Let's put it back out there and say, can we help you this time?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. And you're making it an experience. It's fun.
It is.
Full of
For me,
banter.
it's fun.
It's full of,
Yeah.
it's got to be a special experience,
It is.
which I love.
It is. It
That's
is.
awesome.
It is.
So what's an example where you went an extra mile for a customer and it still sort of sticks in your heart, something you love?
So I sold a property in Bennett Springs, and a lot of people will know that the vendors of these people, they were Italian. The wife was. And I like to say the husband adapted the Italianness. I call him a wog now. And it was a very emotional time for her. And I've never seen a vendor with such emotion for their home.
Yep.
And I looked into her eyes and I said to myself, I have to make this the smoothest and the most heartfelt process for her. And I never forget, I gave a list of things. She got the home prepared. She went into a mode as a wife, but as a vendor, I've got to present my home. I've got to do this. It's a future. They wanted to move away from Bennett Springs to the other side of the bridge, call it, of the highway, into Naranda Morley
Nice.
pocket. And they've done that. And I'm very proud of them. But why I'm saying this story, I've done the process, gave a checklist, we all followed it, I did the photos, everything was run just smoothly. I found the one buyer who loves the home. He's a young man, younger than me, starting out, first home, family home. I made it a special process for the vendor, special process for the buyer, made them come together. And I'll never forget, when we done the contract, in the kitchen she looked at me and she burst into tears. And she says, Justin, I couldn't have done this without you.
No.
If I had chosen any other agent that hadn't have put heart and understanding of what this home means to me, were her words. I brought up my children here. I've had family here. I've had parties, so much memories, her grandparents there, for example. I couldn't have done it without you. And I left that night driving home, not far away, I live. And I said, oh my God, I said, I'm only being who I know is myself. And if she's telling me that she couldn't have done it without me, I just, wow, I don't know what other way to conduct myself.
Yeah, 100%.
So from that sale,
Yep.
I sort of use that for every sale, and so I should. Bringing that moment for someone that it's a hard time to sell into something that's become a special time and a memorable time because it was so smooth.
Correct.
If there's bumps in the road that I've created, I'd never live with them myself.
Yep.
But if I've, as an agent, married the seller with the buyer with the seller, I've done my job and I've done
Absolutely.
it right.
You've done it with heart.
Yes.
You've done it with empathy. And even if something doesn't go right, if you are 100% authentic, transparent, have empathy, you're
And try to
real,
fix it. Yeah.
you go, I'm here to fix it. People are forgiving because they can see authenticity. That's all people ever want. People want real, they want authentic.
That's right. And I own up to mistake. I'm not perfect.
No one is.
I'm
No.
not perfect.
Yep.
And I have made mistakes, small ones. I'm terribly sorry.
Yep.
Let me fix this.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I do.
Not everything goes to plan.
No, it doesn't.
Selling where there's always so many heightened emotions. There's so many different people. People change. People flip flop. Where you've got a seller and a buyer, and they may not necessarily meet in the middle sometimes.
right.
And you're there just to be that person, and you do it with heart and empathy, and that's key.
That's right. And, small sort of thing that I do remember, just to sort of say, is, you get so busy in this job. You do. And you get into a height where you go, I've got to marry these two people together. And you just have to always remember, and I've had incidences that make me remember, follow up.
Yep.
Everyone.
Absolutely.
Everyone. Communication again.
Yep. Absolutely. Communication's key. Obviously, we had that with our team. And
Yes.
the number one thing is communication, resilience, grit, and just being a really good human.
That's
being
it.
who you are, be authentic, and fundamentally don't try to be someone that you're
No,
not. Embrace
definitely
your
not.
personality and embrace who you are and be
I am.
just transparent and real, and people are going to absolutely love you. And they have.
Oh, and
then
I
you've built
appreciate-
such an amazing reputation.
Thank you. I appreciate everyone, including yourself.
you.
The amount of respect. I mean, I'm going to say here, I walked up the stairs this morning and I said it out loud. I feel like I'm the Prime Minister. I've had coffee, I've had biscuits, I've had everything. And I think, I'm only me.
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
the big hype? You feel so respected by people.
For
and
sure.
everywhere I go, I do.
Just be kind,
Yeah.
and that comes back to you.
Yeah.
You do. You've given a lot to your community,
I try.
and it's coming back to you. So it's a credit to you.
Thank you.
So the property market's moved over 20% in the last 12 months.
has.
How do you balance customer advocacy and empathy and heart with the realities of the market? Because often we're delivering bad news.
Yeah. I love this question and how I've dealt with it in my time being in real estate. Again, putting heart into it. You can't ring someone and say, I'm terribly sorry, you're not the person that's purchasing, someone's outbid you. And not say it as if you actually care. You have to be genuine and say, look, I'm terribly sorry, I really am. This is the market currently. But one thing I try to do, give everyone absolute last full opportunity.
Yes.
I'm a hawk. When I'm in that mind of we're selling,
Yep.
and I've got to ring you and another 5, I'm genuine on the phone.
Yep.
And I say to you, look, there's 5 other offers. You need to tell me now because I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to ring you. This is the second time I've rung you.
Yep.
Can I talk to the wife and ring you back? Please do. I will ring the next person, but I still want that phone call from you.
Yep.
If then they're sort of outbid, I say, look, is this your final? Because I need to know. I'm not going to sort of get the opportunity again. And I believe they hear me with all heart asking them, is this your last dollar?
Yep.
You know, Adam, is this your last dollar?
Yep.
I want to make it your home. You've told me that you liked this about the property. But at the figure you've given me on paper, the seller is really at this stage not wanting to sort of make you the buyer. In a polite way, said, not rude.
Of course.
And they say, okay, how much more do I need? And I go, look, I can't, it's hard in our industry. We can't give tips on how to bid or how to put your best foot forward. I just say to them, I want you to give me the last cent you can where you can still cook your dinner. I don't want you to go without food.
And if you lose the property, you know that you're going, I went all in and I'm comfortable with the outcome because I had no more left.
And you know
and
what
I think, and I've been through that exact experience recently with a property, and the agent wasn't being fully transparent, and it was it was an interesting situation, and I withdrew from the offering process because I felt this doesn't feel comfortable. On reflection, I probably should have just hung in there and kept it a bit more less emotional and just bought the property because I actually wanted the property. But I think that's a testament of you doing it with authenticity and being real and not making it a really harsh transaction where it feels almost like a money grab, where it wasn't. It was just purely about you're representing the seller, you're doing the right thing, and you're giving everyone an opportunity to put their best foot forward.
That's right. And that's all I ask. Yeah. And it's exactly what I did when I sold the beautiful property on Jones Street.
Nice.
I love Jones Street. Yeah. Anyway, and the gentleman came with a figure.
Yep.
I presented it. That's my job.
Yep.
The dear little old lady that owned the property said, no, I want this much. Went back. He said, thank you, have a good day.
Yep.
And I do this often. I let the buyer digest the last conversation. I don't pounce, hound, let them digest. He rang me up. He says, Justin, I can give you another 20,000, that's it. Please try and get it done. I said, is this your final? He says, this is it. I'm being genuine with you. You've been genuine with me. And that's what I love.
I love that.
Went back to the dear vendor. She looked me in the eye. She was Italian, God bless her. She said to me in Italian, I'll never forget the words, I want your heart. Tell me, is this good money for my property? Now, it's very hard as an agent.
Yeah, exactly.
For me to advise, yes, it is, or no, it isn't. That's a hard call. But I said to her, I explained the condition of the property. We were selling it as is. Mm-hmm. I didn't talk about money, I explained the condition.
Correct.
As soon as I explained the condition, she says, okay, it needs a lot of work. I'm going to take this.
Nice.
When I rang the buyer, you're jumping for joy. His wife was over the moon. She said, thank you so much, Justin. We couldn't do it. This is a buyer telling me couldn't do it.
Amazing.
For me, and I still go past there now, and he's doing the place up.
Love it.
And he goes, come have a look, Justin. Get out of the car, come have a look. And the fact that your buyers love you as much as your vendors.
It's a credit.
Wow. I'm speechless sometimes, And
it's beautiful seeing that house as well that probably was a bit tired and is getting its new set of memories, new generation in there, and they're going to make so many special memories in there.
And a lot of people I know in the area selling, Justin, the one you sold looks amazing now.
Yeah.
And to hear that, I'm so glad that he had a win in buying it and the seller had a win in selling it, and he's making it beautiful again.
Yep. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
So customer service expectations are changing over the years.
Yeah, they are.
How do you adopt your customer service process to keep up with the current industry?
So I will call myself old school.
Yep.
Where and when I can get in my car and come with pen and paper, yes, I'm still doing pen and paper.
Love that.
I will knock your door, say thank you for the business, here's the listing contract. Let's go through it together. And I was doing one on Friday night, a listing, which I'm very excited to get to the market. So nice. I hope the people the vendor hears this. I'm so excited about this property. Anyway, I sat there from 4:30 till about 6 o'clock. Questions were asked, way of moving forward. We come up with a plan. I jotted notes down. And I believe I left that home with the vendor knowing you're in good hands.
Love that.
It was dark. I got in the car. I said, this is the way business is done. In my book.
Absolutely.
People are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. I do DocuSign where required.
Yep.
There will be times where you've got buyers. I'm so sorry, I haven't got time to sit with you.
Yep.
DocuSign it. No problem.
Yeah.
I would not argue. I'll do it. I've got vendors. Justin, look, you've come up here so many times. It's all right. Just DocuSign the contract. But where I can and where I'm granted the permission to be face-to-face, I'm in my glory. I really am.
Love that.
Because I'm old school.
That's the 1%. It's going to, and obviously your whole life, and obviously your family, and how they've always conducted themselves, and how they've got so far ahead and migrating here. There's 1%ers just absolutely doing the over and above that everyone else isn't doing, and that's going to make you stand out.
Thank you. Yeah, and I don't know any different, and I'm not going to change
Nice.
unless the industry makes it. You know, if Rework across the road says, sorry, no more face-to-face, DocuSign only, which I don't think is going to happen personally, but if it becomes a legislation, well, you've got to do it.
Of course.
But if I can do it my way, just, like Frank Sinatra sings, My Way, I love that song.
Yeah.
My point is, I will, because I've got to put a bit of heart into what I do.
Absolutely. Look, we still do DocuSign, and we encourage all of our team, if you're going to do DocuSign, still jump on a Teams call if they're busy and walk through the DocuSign with them. But you're still there as a human, talking them through them, understanding their concerns. You can read their face, because there might be something in there that scares them, freaks them out. They might not communicate to you because it's via an email or whatever it may be, and they may not sleep at night. So it's really important that you're there and engage any anxiety that customers may have, and you can overcome that.
That's right.
Love that.
And I even do it with my inquiries on property that I list. I'm finding a lot of time now when they inquire through realestate.com, no phone number. And I sort of say, why? I want to have a conversation with you. So I do email them, and I often at the bottom say, please, any queries, I highly suggest pick up the phone. I'm not going to bite you.
100%.
I want to have a chat. I want to know what you want out of this property, where you see value, and I'll redirect it to the
Let's get away from this transactional process. Let's talk like humans.
Let's talk like humans. Email is back and forward, and we've got a screen in front of us.
And there's no emotion, there's no context. It's hard. It's hard to get empathy.
And it's hard when you've got a sort of personality like mine that wants to talk. That you can't through email. I've got to type, and I'm trying to think, how would I talk? Anyway.
Love that.
So,
Perth is experiencing a serious undersupply of homes. What would you recommend to a first-home buyer that may not be able to afford the established market or are finding it hard to get into the established market? What would you recommend?
Well, I would recommend, have they spoken to someone about a package, personally? Because if they say to me, Justin, we've been to 25 home opens, inclusive of yours now, and you're telling me we've been outbid. It's so draining for them. You can see on their face the emotion. It's no longer a happy time, and it breaks my heart, because buying a first home, when I bought mine at 21, I jumped for joy. I thought I won the lotto.
Absolutely,
buying brick and tile.
Incredible age as well.
For me it was, and now seeing this generation, who just under me, come into the market, outbid, sorry, someone else bought it, outbid. It does, it breaks your heart. We do have a shortage, like you say, in new builds, and I think personally the government really needs to start forcing something upon allowing people to develop land more and not make it hard. I understand people want the greenery, we have to have trees, there's laws. But sometimes by keeping that one tree in the backyard that we're not allowed to cut down, I hope I'm allowed to say, is we then can't develop that land. We can't put a dwelling on it.
Correct, and we're creating housing shortages. Housing pressure, and obviously there are sustainable ways that we can invest into these estates and plant more verge trees and replace one old tree with 15 new trees. And look, I'm all for retaining trees where you can, but we need progress, and we're seeing people getting outpriced in the market, and obviously that's where we come along from a new home point of view. House and land, helping them with their finance and getting them into that new property, and I'm really passionate about creating more supply. Obviously, we create more supply, then you get more listings down the track, and there's more it's easier for customers to get into the market. We're not all fighting over one listing and getting outbid. So it's super crucial that our industry is continually supported. The government is doing that with a first home buyers grant, $10,000 first home buyers grant. They obviously first home buyers get exemptions with the stamp duty as well. And we have a new home deposit scheme as well, which is coming imminently with the Labor government, which will stimulate that as well. But it's so crucial that we do supply
100%.
more homes to the WA market. But the challenge has been there's been such an undersupply of trades. People are sort of slowly been moving away from the trades background. In Western Australia, obviously mining, a lot of people have been successful in going up into mining.
They're leaving the building to go to mining.
Correct. So it's interesting. We need migration to get people to build homes, but then we also need homes to sustain migration. So it's a whole chicken and egg thing. We need more people. And obviously I worked at a building company previously, leading a building company. We're out there proactively hiring talent from other countries to help build these homes just because there's such an undersupply. So it's super important that we continue to invest in new homes that you can sell.
That's right. Yeah. And I do often think, and Mr. Whiteman in my office, David, he says it all the time, we have to build more. We need to build more.
Absolutely.
And I agree so much because I believe, and I say it very passionately, I'm the future of real estate myself.
100%.
I want to be in the industry till I'm up for retirement.
Yep.
So if we don't have new builds, what am I going to sell in my 50s and 60s?
Yep.
Really?
100%.
We need new builds.
We've got an undersupply. I think we just clicked under, you would probably know more than me, but under 4,000 listings again.
3,997, I think it was, on the top of my head.
Yeah.
Re-were broadcasted.
Yes.
Sorry if I'm off one or two, but...
Close. Under 4, and
four.
That's extreme levels, and we've got constant migration.
Yes.
So we're going to see more and more intensity in the market, and that's off the back of, we've had a really big few years of building, more than we have in the past. It's still not enough. But we went through the government grant stimulus in 2020, and we're now handing a lot of those homes over, or they've been handed over, and we've still got a shortage of 4,000 homes or less. People thought that was going to be an oversupply based on the back of the stimulus. There's simply not. There's so many people moving here, and obviously running a business, I see we put job ads out there to hire amazing staff, and we're seeing so many people migrating from New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland. We've become the really cool place to live, I believe. Like Western Australia's...
I love Perth.
It's incredible. Have you noticed that? Have you seen some more interstate buyers coming in?
I have. Just this property I've got in Lou on the market at the present minute. I've had at least 50% of my inquiries. I'm from Melbourne, I'm from Sydney, I'm from Queensland, a buyer. And I'm going, where have you been the last sort of 6 months? Because I did sort of slow down.
They came in and disappeared.
That's
right. Are
right.
they owner-occupiers or are they investors?
These are investors. Because this property is rented, to be honest.
Yep.
So maybe that's what's got them out of the woodworks, because they go, well, hey, why wouldn't I? I've got money coming in on settlement. Fair enough. But I feel... it has changed, in the market sense of the buyer.
Yep.
It's changed.
We had a massive investor spike, obviously post 2020.
We did.
Which helped create some supply. To be honest, that was needed.
Yes.
Because we came off such a low base. It's quite lucky we actually did have some of that supply in the new home construction space. But we're now seeing owner occupiers really driving the market again, and we're starting to see investors back. Investment's still strong in WA. Obviously, we're an absolute powerhouse economy. We've got an immense undersupply. People are moving here from nationwide, and also from other countries. It's an incredible place to be. So what's your forecast? What do you predict in the next couple of years? What do you think we're going to see in the property market in Perth?
I believe over East has really reached peaks, money-wise, price-wise. So Perth still is going north. That's you can disagree with my opinion, but I think we can't stay forever how we are. If you're buying on the beachfront in Sydney for 5 million, whatever it might be, just
5, 10, 50.
There you go.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
One day, Trigg, Scarborough, Wembley Downs, all those areas looking, Hillary's, for example.
It's spectacular.
It's got to go north, the price, not south. And people often say to me, Justin, I think I'll wait. And I sort of say to them, it depends on what you want. And they explain to me, they go, I just want a little investment. Well, a little investment, explain to me what, if it's a unit or not. they'll always be around. But if they say to me, I want my dream home on the beachfront, buy today.
Correct.
Do
If
not
it's
buy
available,
tomorrow.
go for it.
If you like what you see at Trig, if you like what you see in Hillary's, buy it. You know? Because I'm telling you, it will go north, not south.
Correct.
I mean, I'm no guru. I'm nothing. I'm just telling you with what I'm seeing and hearing in the market, in politics.
Yep.
We have not reached what over East has reached, money-wise.
Correct.
So I'm sure, in my heart, I often think it, that we've got to reach it at some point.
Absolutely. And I think it was...
A peak.
Yeah, absolutely. In 2008, our median house price was very close to New South Wales, Sydney's.
Yes, it was. I remember that.
Very
I was
close.
a kid then.
Very close, and I'm not saying that we're going to get into Sydney territory for
No.
a median house price, but there's such a disparity now. And obviously we went through a really tough time there, which was 2014 to 2019, 20. We
did.
went through a tough time.
It was a bit of a slump, wasn't it?
It was a slump. And, that's something that WA probably never really experienced unless it was like the Keating days or whatever it was when they had the crazy interest rates, which was before our time.
Yes, it was. My dad would say he paid 14, 18%.
Yeah, that's the time. That's the
There you
time.
go.
Yep. But that came off a massive boom. That's why that happened. But we're an absolute powerhouse economy. We're the engine room of Australia. We've got spectacular coastline. I'm pretty biased, but I think probably the best beaches in Australia.
I love
it. Incredible. The best weather. The most amount of sunshine, which is a fact.
Even today, it's not raining.
Yeah, winter and it's beautiful sunshine.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
It's an incredible place to live, and that's why I'm seeing so many people from Victoria. Incredible city in Melbourne, but the weather here is incredible. The lifestyle that they can get, and that's why we're seeing such a surge in property prices because everyone wants to be here.
That's right. That's right. People in New South Wales people in New South Wales are experiencing at the moment, I think there's storms over there.
Yep.
You know, and I'm not talking a little storms, right? They come over here and they go, you're so lucky.
Yep.
You know, and
Yeah.
we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that. So Australia is the land of opportunity.
It is.
And you would see all sorts of nationalities coming through your home opens, and the ABS is predicting another 100,000 people migrating.
Yes. Wow.
The ABS is predicting another 100,000 people migrating in the next 5 years. What are you seeing on the ground, and who are sort of walking through your homes, and who are buying the homes currently?
I will say it depends on area. It depends on suburb.
Yep.
If a certain culture or nationality is living amongst an area,
Yep.
you do see at the home opens generally the same sort of culture walking through.
Yes.
So, and that's a beautiful thing because
Absolutely.
they're bringing their a little community they
Yeah.
make.
It's exactly what happened in Stirling
Well, that's
back in the
it.
day. It's
Sterling
incredible.
and Balcatta,
Yeah.
I say it all the time. It's Macedonian, Greeks, Italians.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm not lying. You go knock on the door, they'll say, sorry, my English isn't the best. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
That's my proof in the pudding.
Absolutely.
You've then got, things like Lansdale I sold.
Yep.
I saw a lot of cultures. I saw a mix of, I'd say, the Indian, African, and it's beautiful because they stick together, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're creating
They
their own
create this
community.
beautiful
And
community.
they've come to a place which is, we love
Yeah,
Perth. It's an incredible
that's
city,
right.
and they're creating a life for themselves, like our family did
That's right.
back in the day,
That's
migrating
right.
out of here.
Well, Butler, for example,
Yep.
I think there's a lot of English out there.
Yep.
I saw a lot of them.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
There
Yeah,
are,
it's like Little Britain. Yeah.
And I love that because
Yeah.
they've all got their community.
Absolutely.
And I love that about sort of this sort of question is when they do come in the next 5 years, you sort of know as an agent, okay, if I'm going to sell in Naranda, I've got a mixed culture. If I'm
Yep.
going to sell in Stirling, I've got a European majority. Mount Lawley, I've got, you've got a mix, I think,
Complete
of
blend.
Jewish,
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
in there. Menorah as
Yeah.
well is
Yeah.
like that. What I love about Perth, multicultural.
Absolutely.
Full stop. I say it with passion, and I love it because for me, when you've got a strong culture like they're coming in, the immigrants are coming here, they bring it. Like we did, pasta sauce, sausage.
Absolutely.
That we brought it, now they bring it.
Absolutely.
And it's
It would
great.
be pretty tough if we didn't have the Italians, all the Italian pastas and pizzas.
I
but
love it.
Look,
But
the
every
culture,
culture-
it's an absolute melting pot.
You're going to laugh
Absolutely.
at me. My second favourite cuisine to Italian is Chinese.
Love it.
I love
Yeah,
going
me too.
to a nice Chinese restaurant, enjoying, a pork dish or something, and they cook it with passion like we cook with passion.
Absolutely.
And this is what I love. And they stick with their community.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Morley, there's a lot of that culture.
Absolutely, yeah.
Where
I have
I grew
property in
up.
Morley, and I love it. And
I love
I'm like you, Chinese. I swear, in my
I
previous
love it.
life, I was Chinese.
I
So
love that food.
Give me a Peking duck all day long.
Beautiful.
It's the best.
I love going to
but yeah,
Singapore for things like that.
I love the diversity and the mix that it brings.
Yes.
And we're seeing it surge, and that's what's driving the property market. Why wouldn't you move to Australia? Because it's an incredible place and it's a powerhouse economy, and our wages per capita are the best in Australia, and our GSP's an absolute powerhouse as well. So why wouldn't you move here? There's an abundance. There's not an abundance of property. There's an abundance of things that people can do from a lifestyle point of view. There's opportunity. They can forge a career here. They can earn incredible money for their family, and they live an amazing lifestyle.
There's one thing I'll say here in Australia, you really cannot complain. Doesn't matter which state you're in, you shouldn't complain, I believe, because we are safe, number one.
Yep.
There's a lot of things going on in the world at the present moment.
Absolutely.
I feel I can walk out the front of my home, check the letterbox, and nothing's going to happen.
Yep.
I feel very safe. I love walking into people's properties, and you've got to remember, we're all strangers.
Yeah.
But you get treated in any culture like family. If
Absolutely.
you respect one, you receive it back.
Correct.
And in real estate, you're walking into a person's property, their home.
Yep.
It's not just a house, their
Yep.
home, memories. You have to respect that.
Yeah.
And you are granted respect if you show it. And in any culture, you'll get it.
Absolutely.
Especially in Australia, I believe.
I love that. So at Locale, we're very customer first. Obviously, we represent the customer, and we champion their process and help them select finance, find an amazing block of land, and align them with a builder that's going to deliver a really good result. That customer first approach, how does that align with your philosophy?
Well, I would say you really have to put your customers first. In anything you do, you've got to work in both buyer seller's best interest, or in Locale's sort of philosophy. You're building for someone, or you're helping someone get in that property market, call it. You need to give them communication, which I'll go on about, but you have to. There's no other way. People need to know where you're at, what you're doing, and how you're going to do it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And that's what comes down to the communication and the customer service,
Correct.
which is very big in any business.
Correct.
If no one knows what's going on, fail. That's
Absolutely. There's never too much communication.
No.
And they can opt out if they want, but if you're giving them the information that they need, they definitely can't complain, but also they feel empowered. That's key. If they feel like they absolutely understand and they've got a clear windshield in front of them, they're going to feel very comfortable.
Very funny, quickly you say that. I've had a lot of my vendors say to me, we had a fear we'd lose control of our home because you're the front of it now, you're selling it.
Yeah, wow.
But because of the communication and the respect you've given us and the home, we just feel we're all a part of it. And I said, that's exactly what I want you to feel.
Yep.
I don't want you to feel like you've given me the keys and right, I've locked
Gone.
you out.
Yep.
No, gone. Never.
Yep.
Anyone that lists with me will know, from start to finish, it's your home.
Yep.
The day we settle, it is someone else's.
Yep.
But I'm only there, the middleman, giving service to both buyer and seller. Like here, you guys are giving service, which ends up in being a fantastic transaction for someone.
Absolutely.
And a great memory.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a
and
great
it's that experience when you bought your first home when you're 21 years old, and it's at that age, obviously, often people aren't married, and it's literally their biggest purchase or biggest experience of their life. So it needs to feel special. We say that to our team constantly. Yes, we deal with many customers every single month as a business, but every single one of those stories is important, special, because that is one of their most precious experiences of their life. So we're going to make it very precious.
It is very precious.
So what keeps you passionate about your work?
I absolutely love this question. So I'm very, very structured. Now, what I mean by that is I have the same routine every day, cup of coffee, shower, off to the office.
Nice.
I cannot work from home. Some agents say I cannot work from an office. I'm the opposite. I need to be amongst a team.
Yep.
I call us a team. And hearing people, it motivates you.
Absolutely.
Hello, good afternoon.
Energy. You bounce off energy. Yeah.
And it was funny. I'm going to say this because he'd love me to say it. I work with a great guy who sits behind me. His name's Matt. And he said to me, he texted me the other day and he says, Justin, before you came to the office, I've got it in writing, I hardly went to the office.
Wow.
Since you've been working and hearing the way you talk and the vibe and the passion, I've got to come to the office. And, I think to myself, what? I thought, it's true. You rub off people.
It's intoxicating. And if you're around like-minded people, that inspires you, and you do more.
And
it's a fact.
Very truly, I get the vibe and the rush through my veins when I talk to someone, and when they give me opportunity. We're not selling you appraisal to go have a look. What do you think it's worth? For me, that's the start of great things to come. Because if I can get in front of you and say, well, I would like you to show me what you've done to your home, the memories you've created in your home. I want you to literally say, we picked these tiles, what do you think? Nice. And I'm going to be honest.
Yep.
If I like them, I really love them.
Yep.
And, if they say to me, what do you think of this wall colour? Look, nowadays everyone wants white. But if you really like the gold, right? I love gold. I wear it.
For sure, yeah.
I love it. But we've got to also think if we're what a buyer might like.
You've got to appeal to the masses.
That's it.
Yep.
And they love the fact that I'm not just saying, it's wonderful to everything. And then at the end, when someone says, I don't like that, well, why didn't you tell us?
Absolutely.
I'm straight up.
You're giving your opinion. You may like it, but the general market is going to like a white wall. That's your choice. You can keep it or
And I always end things like that saying, I'd much rather tell you now, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, because I'd hate for you to say to me, you should have told us then, not now, at the end.
No surprises.
No surprises.
Yep.
And that's what makes me passionate.
Yep.
Because I believe in me, I am as honest as I can be.
Yeah.
And sometimes people say, if you're too honest, it can backfire. But I'd much rather it backfire and then they go, you know what, Justin was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they ring me up and it's happened.
Yep.
We listed with someone else. It's not going the way we thought. We're getting, we're finishing the listing. It's expiring. We're not renewing it. Come back and see us.
Nice.
And I sort of think, I didn't lose after all. I done my job and I done it right.
Absolutely.
So
You'd rather win it with integrity.
That's
all day
right.
Long. All
that's
day long.
right.
Yep.
100%.
No,
so that's what makes me passionate.
Love that.
Yeah.
If you could give some advice to someone either buying or selling their first home, what would it be?
So I love this because I actually helped my dear friend. This was my first property, which I've said a few times was the first sort of video that was remember the name,
Yeah, love
and
that.
it's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, my dear friend, he took my advice every step of the way, and I said, less is best. And I'm saying this now. That's the best advice I can give. I know we tend to sort of say, I'll put that there and I'll get it to one day. But if you're selling, we have to declutter the house. And it's not because I say, well, you live with too many things everywhere or, I'm not disrespecting anyone by saying it. But the less, the best. I want the property to be in its glory.
Absolutely.
If it's a big property, we don't want to clutter it to make it look small.
Correct.
And that's how I'd sort of say.
With anything in life, less is more.
Less is more, less is best,
yeah.
So he took the advice and he says, I'll never forget the two young ladies that bought it. For them, they saw it and they used the word, I think it was bougie. I don't know how to say it.
Bougie?
That's it, thank you. That's the word they said, it's got this vibe. Now, I'm still learning all this lingo, this language. They said to me, you've got to tell the vendor it's got this bougie vibe. And I did, and it was funny. My friend used the same sort of word, who was the vendor, as the buyer, as the, it was funny. I'm going, oh my gosh. The buyers just said something, the seller, and that's the tip I can give. Less is best.
Yep.
But make your home as presentable as you can.
Yes, absolutely.
You've got to show it off.
Put it that you've come so far, you don't want to fall over at the finish line. Those 1%ers of like tidying up the gardens, painting that wall. Yes, it's frustrating, but it's like that could get you that extra bit of money that you need, and you achieve a result that you're actually grateful for.
Perfect.
Might be an extra weekend.
That's right. And I often say to my vendors, the amount of love you put into this is the amount of love I'm going to get out.
For sure.
The buyer's going to see the love and soul you've put into your home, and I will extract it because the buyer's going to say to me, this has got a warm feeling, a care about it, that the vendor cares about their home. It wasn't just a rental that, was, let's say, politely slopped together.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to sell like that.
Of course.
The vendor says, I can't get in there to clean up and do things. You've got to sell it as is. Okay, no problem. But where it's a family home, the love and soul you put in is what I want to get out. That's
I love that. I love that. And what about for buyers that are out there scrapping in the really challenging market, under 4,000 properties currently? What's your advice for them getting into the market?
All right. Biggest word of advice, and I hope it helps when they come even to my home opens. I want to give everyone as a buyer an opportunity, a full opportunity. So I would say to the buyers out there, kindly go up to the agent and say to them, look, and be genuine. Look them in the eye and say, look, I've been to as many home opens as I've been. I'm getting tired. What's it going to take to buy this? Now, if the agent has got the heart, they're going to tell them, like, we can't tell you a figure, but we're going to say, look, where do you see value?
Yeah.
Give me where you see value again, and this is a negotiation path, where you see value and where you can say to me as the agent, I gave you everything without ending up having to buy canned soup for dinner.
For sure.
You know,
yeah,
bluntly.
100%.
Because I don't want people to go out without food. I don't want you to say, I bought a house but now I can't afford the furniture. No, that's not what I want. The advice I have to give you is, if you can only afford 700,000, but you feel that you can push to 710 by pulling a little bit out of the bank, by the savings, offer 710.
Correct.
Knowing that's absolutely every dollar I can without going to bed.
And if you lose it, you're comfortable.
Beautiful.
And I think that's key.
Where if
I think we've all missed things in life.
Yes.
And I probably would have gone a bit more.
That's
on
right.
reflection, it's like, and you kick yourself.
And
so
I'd hate for
go
people
in
to
and
kick
know
themselves.
that you're not going to kick yourself because you
That's
went, I
right.
went best and final,
That's
I lost
right.
it. I'm
That's
happy
it.
with that.
Don't go in at 680 thinking, oh, well, they've got offers from 675. I've gone 5,000 more. And if the agent rings me back, I'll go another 10. Forget that sort of attitude if you want. If you can afford 710 and you feel the property's worth 710, put it on paper.
Go. Absolutely. And with how property prices are moving, like we look back to what it was in 2019, 2020, and we never thought property prices would get to where they are today. We've seen, some areas 60, 70% up from where they were in 2020. It's incredible.
I know.
And we're fighting over $10,000 sometimes. So it's like, get in now.
We are.
Urgency is key. And I'm a big believer in speed into market. If you're a first-time buyer, as soon as you can get into the market, get in as fast as you can, because it's speed. Because every minute you're sitting out on the sideline could be costing you money. So that $10,000 you didn't want to chip in, you now probably have to chip in $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 more down the track. Because you missed out on time.
100% correct. 100% correct.
Like that.
Yeah.
All right, now the juicy stuff.
Oh, is it? What's going on?
Now we need your top three one-liners. Obviously, we'd love to hear the Justin Merendino one, so we'll go and
so top three.
And Brick Time
What
makes
do
me
I
smile.
do? Yes, top three. All right, so I love this one because everyone tells me they love it. I get in front of the camera and I say my line, which is, folks, I've done my job right the first time. If you need help, remember the name, Justin Merendino's not far away. That's number one.
Beautiful.
Number two, if I can say it, is to the Italian community, where they need me. They know, oggi domani sempre ricordatevi Giustino Merendino, which is my name in Italian, Giustino. And what's the third one? Oh, wow. What have I done?
We did love the brick and tile made me smile. That was real good.
Oh, yeah. Well, it does. Folks, brick and tile make me smile. Remember the name, Justin Merendino's not far away.
Beautiful.
And that's it. I do it with my heart.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. So that's today's episode. A big thank you for Justin Merendino for sharing his passion, but also his insights on the property market. Also, a big thank you to Adam Orlando for making this happen and bringing in those absolutely beautiful Italian cookies. It's clear that real estate isn't just about property for Justin. It's all about people, passion, and using heart. So we absolutely love him sharing his story, and we appreciate him coming by. If you like what you heard today, make sure you leave a review, subscribe, or share with someone that's on their property journey.